How's it going, my friends? I'm back with another video for you guys. It's been a long week, been traveling a lot. Just got back from North Carolina again. Actually just got off another plane, and the whole way back I was thinking about what I was going to do for a video here. Been thinking about a lot of different ideas all week, but I wanted to talk about something today that I never ever see get talked about. It's very, very rare that you go to photographic channels or photography channels and they talk about this stuff. What I want to talk about today is creative inspiration and curating your own photographic style, and how, you know, I'm going about doing that. Now, something like this, guys, is a process. The best thing about this channel is I'm connecting with other people who are just like me. I can tell you guys are, for the most part, really mature and care about photography and actually care about achieving a level of mastery in it, which that is my #1 goal. I mean, literally everything I do is, I'm one-track mind with this, where I am, you know, I'm not there yet with the mastery, and I probably never will be because it's a process and a journey, but that is my #1 goal, is to create images and create a body of work that stands the test of time, that has a shelf life, you know, something that you look at and it's moving in a way that'll translate to people throughout the years. So I never see this stuff get talked about. People are too reliant on gear nowadays, thinking that, oh, if I just get this, you know, sweet, sharp lens that, you know, has awesome background blur or bokeh, that I can make beautiful images. Well, yes, that's true in some ways, but the thing that's going to actually stand the test of time and have a shelf life, like I said, is for you to create your own style, your own photographic style. Now, not many photographers do that. There's so many people out there that are just biting other people's style, and you flip through their albums and their, you know, Instagram pages or their portfolios, and dude, it's all the same, ultimately. You know what I mean? There's very, very few people out there, and there always has been with art or any type of work, that actually builds something that's different. And I just want to talk about how we do that, in my process, and my thoughts on the things that help me get to a place where, you know, when I do get to that place where I can look at something, be proud of it, and think it's, you know, and know it's authentic, and it tells a story that I'm proud of. And I want you guys, you know, to do that too. You know what I mean? I want to teach people how to do that, because it's the #1 for us. You know, for people like us, it's the #1 thing that we could possibly, you know, wish for, is for other people to connect to our work. You know, it's not about the followers, it's not about the subscribers, it's not about, you know, selling things. The most rewarding thing is the connection. And so how do we do that? Well, first off, what we have to do is find ways to stay inspired. I know that you guys are like me, and it's tough to always stay inspired. You know, the creative juices they're not always flowing. Sometimes it feels like you can't create a thing and everything you do just doesn't work, and then sometimes you can't shut it off and it feels everything's flowing, and everything you put out is something that you're proud of. You know, it ebbs and flows, guys. It's like waves, you know, for me at least. Creativity is like that. But I found that I can do things that open me up and make me more receptive to new ideas and get my imagination going more, so the, you know, the thoughts and the creativity can arise. So one of the best things that we can do for inspiration is simply to get off our ass and go out there and pick up our cameras and shoot things. A lot of times we just want to hold the camera in our hand or watch gear reviews, or, you know, just have it with us, but we don't actually go out there and take photos. You know, a lot of times when I go out and shoot for myself, I don't have any type of like thought of a photo that I want to get. What I'll do is I'll just get in my car, I'll drive around, and I'll just look at things, and I'll try and see things from a different perspective, see the life in them, see the contrasts of different colors, and see the way the light hits certain things. I'll go to places that I've never really been before and just walk around, put the phone down, turn everything off, and just try and absorb myself in the situation of where I am in the environment. That helps. Another thing I do to really, really kick up like my connection in the way that I, you know, can curate something that's actually going to connect with somebody else is I watch a lot of cinematography, and I learn from those guys. You know, one of the things that I've noticed is us as photographers is we spend a lot of time thinking about ourselves. Like, you know, we're on site and we're like, I want to get this idea out. I have to do this. Come over here so I can create this photo, and I need to do this. And we don't give a lot of thought about the audience that's going to be viewing our work. And I think that's a huge mistake, because part of being inspired is to be in the midst of somebody who actually knows what you're trying to communicate. When somebody looks at your photo and it's more than, oh, that's beautiful, it's, holy shit, like, I feel what's going on here. Like, this is moving to me. That inspires us, like, at least for me, that inspires me to no end. And the way that we do that, guys, is to think about our audience when we're shooting, and our presentation and the storytelling that we have and how we put it together in a way, it's almost like a packaged way that we can deliver to somebody else and have them absorb it. So we don't think about that. Normally when we're on site, we always think about ourselves and, you know, trying to get this crazy photo and, you know, put people in their places so we can do this. But we don't think about creating a story that a normal person who's not an art critic or just a regular mechanic down the street, or a, you know, young kid, or a, you know, old person, anybody can look at that photo and they can connect with it. And the way that we do that is to work on our storytelling and to get into a place of, you know, actually connecting with what's going on in the scenario and actually translating that through a photo. The storytelling is so important. When I look at these cinematographers, if you go look at, you know, Pulp Fiction, if you go look at Heat by Michael Mann, if you look at Citizen Kane, if you look at No Country for Old Men, these people were masters at drawing a narrative and getting you engaged and connecting to these characters, getting any normal person, you know, like, think about the range of people that watch Pulp Fiction. I mean, everybody's seen it and everybody loves it. And you don't have to be a artistic genius to understand that movie, but it is a work of art. The way that those characters connect and the angles he uses and the way that the camera work is done and people are placed in the scenes, that's what we have to do in order to get our point across to the other side, to the other people. It's not we have to curate our pictures so other people will like them. It's not like that. It's we get our authentic ideas out, but we also package it in a way that somebody who's a regular person can digest on the other side. So, like, that's part of the reason why I shoot with the 35 and the 85. It's setting a story. It's telling a story through the photographs through the whole day. And, you know, my portfolio got a lot stronger when I started doing that, because people started reacting to it more and they were involved in the story more, you know? So I think we got to start thinking about it like that, guys. Like, you know, putting together something for an audience. You know, artists, typically, we're not very good at thinking like that. We just want to get our cameras or get our instruments or whatever we do and just go out there and be left alone, create things, and then put it out in the world and everybody books us or buys our stuff. You know, it's not like that. We have to be able to translate our ideas in effective ways that can be consumed by other people and they can understand the story and the context. And I think that it's important for us to start thinking about our work like that, and not just from a perspective of, you know, I want to do this, and, you know, and there's no other thought process of who's going to be viewing it from the other side. It's a difficult topic to really talk about because it involves a lot of work and a lot of time, but it's something that we all should be striving towards, definitely. And, you know, the inspiration is where it all starts. You know, we have to be true to ourselves, guys, and stop being polluted by other people's work and what's popular. You know, there's this whole thing right now going on with Photoshop. Like, you know, people can just, you know, take a photo that's like a 4 out of 10 in terms of quality and put it into Photoshop and make it like, you know, this crazy fantasy photo. And, you know, some people don't know the difference. But, you know, that's a trend, and that stuff has no shelf life. That stuff is going to pass. It's going to go away, and people are going to move on, and they'll always revert back to the people who can tell the best stories in the photos. You know, that's also why I shoot black and white, you know, is because, you know, I deliver some colored images, definitely, but black and white is my main go-to, and like I said before, you know, my camera's set to monochrome. I shoot all in monochrome because I want to see things with the least amount of distracting information as possible, because color is just information. I want to see light, shadows, composition. I want that story to be told in the simplest way possible. So I know that if I can communicate it if I can communicate the story in black and white, it's going to look unbelievable in color anyways if I choose to colorize it later. So I think that we need to strip down and we need to focus on telling stories in a way that people are going to connect with. You know, my last wedding that I did, or that we did, me and my wife, you know, one of the best compliments, as she said, was when she got the photos back, was that you captured everything exactly how I remembered it. You know, she was like, I cried when I saw the photos, because it was like I was there again on that day, and there was very little posing shots. There was a couple pose things, but it was really me telling the story in a consistent way and delivering that to her, and she remembered it like she was there again, and it connected with her, you know. And that's the most important thing when it comes to this work, guys, is we need to get super, super good at telling these stories so other people can connect with them, and we can build an audience that way. It's something that's lacking nowadays. You know, people really want that just wow factor and, you know, crazy colors. Or, you know, a lot of new people get into photography and they haven't developed their storytelling abilities, and what they do is they just, you know, they say, well, I'm gonna differentiate myself by doing crazy colors or this crazy lighting setup, or I'm gonna do these poses. Like I said, that stuff has no shelf life because it's not authentic. It's not coming from a real place, and you're not there absorbed in the situation and documenting what you see in your creative way. You know, it's not about you. It's about the people that are there. You have to care deeply about the story and projecting that. You know, all the best photographers, that's what they do. They show you, they're not even involved. You know, honestly guys, I don't take a lot of credit, like, for my photos. I really don't. I'm just there, and I have an ability to show what's happening in a way that connects with other people. You know, and it's almost like, you know, something outside of me is helping me and directing me to do it. You know, I don't take a lot of, I think there's a lot of photographers who get very, like, uppity, and they think that they're, like, you know, special and magic and stuff like that, and I don't think that at all. I think that I'm humbled by the story of people in love and being able to show that. And showing it in an authentic way that's interesting is just such a huge reward. I'm rambling a little bit, but yeah, I just wanted to talk about that today, guys. You know, inspiration and finding your own creative avenue and curating your own photographic style. If you want to achieve a level of mastery in this craft, that's where it goes. That's where the reward is when you get to a place where you're shut out from the outside world and you are completely being directed by what's going on there and putting it in a way that other people can digest and connecting with people that way. You know, guys, we're not magicians, we're not special, we're photographers. We're there to show people life and connection, and you know, it's a special job. It really is. So let me know what you guys think about this. I really appreciate everybody. You know, just you guys are freaking awesome, man. I've created this community, like, and it's all people that I would normally want to hang out with, you know, on a regular day, you know, just grab a coffee or a beer or something and just talk about photography. You guys are those people, you know. You guys are really, really good. So keep the messages coming. Feel free to drop me a message on my site. Anything you guys want to learn about, or, you know, me to do a video on, continue to drop that in the comments. And yeah, you'll hear from me soon. Till the next video, guys.